Nothing beats subscribing to the BYO podcast. Survive depression. And your toxic co-worker.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
welcome to the greatest podcast on the planet.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yolana eti po.
And they tipping me off. I know you from the inside out. We do some real talking at my mama's house. We finna get something for $1. We might just head home in a Honda. But are you ready? I am ready. Don't keep me waiting. I'm okay. I'm just minutes away. You can come any day. You can come and we play. But are you ready? I am ready. Don't keep me waiting.
Mangi khona wona ukho
Ngikhona wena
khona ngikho. But I know. Good to have you, man.
Yeah, man.
This is sharp lapha in Raz. Yeah? I'm official expressions akho so umuntu.
They're not giving.
Well. Ngathi awuhambi kahle. Okay, sharp. All right, sharp. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a special edition of the BYO podcast in Ngxoxo 99. This is a special one for me, bro, because we've been planning this for over a year now.
Yeah.
But because of the busy schedules, the rescheduling, of which is understandable,
Yeah.
considering the line of work that you do, which we're going to discuss more and more.
Yeah.
Today we're joined by Tendai Shoko.
Ipilo nto kufuneka izinto mfethu awafe.
This is the part where you press the things there. How are you doing, bro?
Man, I'm doing good. I feel blessed and I'm grateful, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, grateful to be here as well. Ekhaya mfethu. So
because of umsebenzi.
yeah.
Do you watch football?
Yeah, when I get the chance, I do.
Which team do you support?
Man U. Man U all the way.
Yeah.
Chiefs, Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. Yeah, ngathi uhamba kahle ku Man U, maybe Madrid, question marks, but Chiefs, I don't know.
Ish, bro. Angazi, dog. I just happened to fall in love with those teams at a young age. And then I just stuck with them. Though, I know disappoint from time to time.
Yeah, I don't need to give it
It is what it is.
And I feel I'm so good and support a team, but it's fine. Before we start, bro, I just want you to look at this.
Yes, bro.
I just want you to look at this and tell me what comes into your mind when you're saying that. Of course, we're going to show the people as well.
Bro, this guy didn't know. He had no clue what was gonna come, bro. Like, no clue at all.
So how is the environment then? Like, what's happening there on that? Like, do you still
on this
remember
day?
What was happening on that day?
Yes, you see, my mom's hands are ashy. She was cleaning, and my dad was just chilling. Then the photographer Tafige, and then she just took a pause from the cleaning. No, give it another couch, study photo. That was it. I was playing. You can see I've got the gun there. My younger brother, well, bekangakabi ngumuntu at that time. In the half of it. But yeah, man, great memories. Innocence as well, because like I'm saying, I didn't know ukuthi le ndlela izongifikisa yi.
Hey, ongama flies so disturb la.
Actually, Nkumuza, your earlier episodes, because I used to watch actually your earlier episodes. Nisekasi ngada namakhangu nempuka lezo.
I Pugan is heavy, bro. So, how is it like growing up in Zim? Which part of Zim?
Bulawayo.
Blower.
All my life.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a Disney Crash,
Mm-hmm.
the one that's opposite Baines Junior.
Mm-hmm.
I Baines Infanty, I Baines Junior.
Mhm.
I CPC for like 4 or 5 years.
So, we can simply say cheese boy.
Not really. Not really. I would say I was exposed to the cheesy without the cheese myself.
Yeah, just the exposure.
Just the exposure. You can see the people who are cheesy. Like
Yeah.
when you go entry level, not even entry level. Yabuka nje ngewindow.
What with that?
Like especially when I got to like CBC, you're seeing Form 4 coming to school, driving, all these things. I wanna ama CVs ushintsha ama impahla like when uphethe itekeli once last the whole year umjito uphethe yabo.
And I feel like Abatala made sure then with Mabel Tengela something, they really buy something that's durable like for the next 7 years.
Uzokhula nayo.
Cool. So maybe if you're a size 4 then but he's size 7. For the next 3 years.
My favorite Form 3 so simple.
Yeah, and you have see flat food that time. Maybe you can say that soul cool.
My shoulder pads, my plays.
Yeah. So to the people that are seeing you for the first time, and I'm pretty sure some people have seen you, but
Sure.
Who is Tendai Shoko?
Utendai umfana wasebulawayo ngikhulele khona. Into music, I'm a musician, I produce, I also perform playing bass. Yeah, I think that's just about encompasses who I am. I'm just a music guy.
Then the love for music ibuya nini? Buyisasemncane or is it something that oyiqalisa ngathi sukhulile?
Qale mhlambe ngina 10 ngidlala amarimba esontweni. Bengena kule church babiza iCPA.
Okay.
Ku 5th no Jason. So ngikhulele da bengidlala amarimba, and actually when I was playing the marimbas bengidlala the biggest one, le bass.
Oh, le bass liner with the big
big head, you know what I mean? Yeah. So now because I was small at 10, like those sticks
used to be heavy.
Yes, but they were like besifana nengalo yami. And I was short, so I'd have to stand on 2 chairs and play. Yeah, so now when I'm playing, it made so much sense in lento engidlalayo that it made so much sense ukuthi bengidlala with older guys than me. So at 10, I was playing with guys who were like 18, 19, and I was into bengidlala beyenza sense. So I'd say it started there, and then about 7 years later, I picked up the bass guitar. And from like the moment I picked it up, 2 minutes later I was playing it. Self-taught
everything.
Everything made sense.
So when did you start taking it seriously? I'm pretty sure scala something.
Yeah.
Just start for the love and passion, yabo. And I think not that later on passion yasuga, but when did you start like taking it seriously? Usubona ukuthi no, this thing ye music ngani yangisebenzela sharp.
I would say, firstly, I think I can say ukuthi mhlambe when I started engaging in it, there was no other feeling that felt like it. You know, I enjoyed doing sports in high school and had fun. I never got that feeling from all those other things. When I stepped into music, being tola feeling. So I think that kind of pushed me a little bit. And then when I dropped out, there was a group with some friends, Saya Harare, for a little bit. And then during that time, it felt like
Everything was making sense.
Everything was making sense at that time. Though izinto bezingahlangani money-wise, but just the fact that we're all together as a team, we're making music, it just felt like this is what I should be doing.
Yeah, for the love of the craft.
For the love of the craft.
And you dropped out.
Yeah.
Obviously, typical African response would be
Abazali.
also cheese God. Like abadala mawatshela ukuthi wena mina hayi lokho kwesikole okusemva ukuchiya lokho and uchiya ukusiphi stage wachiya ukusiphi stage.
Ngachiya sokumele ngiye ku A level actually.
Okay.
Yeah, because I did a form 4. Actually, yeah, when I was doing my form 4, that's when the music started creeping in. Because I would, from school, I would go to konje bebabiza Lendau. Sengikhohliwe le ndaba bebabiza ngo-12, but other.
Let's pray la. Yeah.
Other bands would be rehearsing there, and I'd go and listen to those bands rehearse or whatever. Ngifike endlini sokulate ngingasayenza my homework.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so I think that love started there, and then I didn't do well that year, and then I had to repeat.
Okay.
Ekonadai CBC, yeah. And then I did okay. And then I was trying to supplement as well as Spaces. Then during that time, with Spaces, I was like, nah.
This is not for me.
It's over for this thing.
Yeah.
And then I think for a while, it didn't register with my mom, actually. I think, actually, my dad was okay with it. My mom, not so much. She started being okay with it. Maseng mthumela imali.
Yeah. And funny thing, being chela, I don't know what Mbana dislike this other time. Ngimtshela ngithi abazali abe-Afrika esikhathini eziningi izinto ezinjenge-craft baqala ukubuza ngazo when you're bringing in something. And it's okay, it's fine, we understand because kebe ungamake sense.
Nabo baphethe a bit trauma. So I understand also.
Yeah.
So even now, the relationship with my parents is more. They're interested to know what's happening. Nakhona yaba-educate ukuthi ngiyenzani, you know what it means. Uthi ngiyenze leyo nto leyo or you know.
Yeah, because I feel like for them the situation leyana ukuthi later is fine dog. This is not boy. Disturb interview. I was saying abazali for them the situation yana ukuthi nxa benabanye abazali yabo babuza ukuthi uPutendayo wenzani uTendayo. They want to have that specific maybe job title ukuthi bahle no, he's a lawyer, he's a doctor. But now you see with the stuff that we do, they now have to explain.
Yes. And also with this journey, like you're saying, the crafts and the arts, whatever, your results are not instant results. The results come kancane over years, bro.
Yeah.
So now, even Mabekubu's to so Yenza, and it's tough for them to explain to Yenza because you can't see the motion, you can't see the progress.
Plus, you look at bakubuza uthi wenzani, then you're like, I'm a musician. But okay, wenzani besides that, you know, is the music. But I know, I think we are the generation, I guess, as a shifter that narrative.
Yes. I'm sure even now on your side with the podcasting, they were not seeing it.
Yeah, I remember when I used to say I'm doing an interview. In their head, they were thinking it's a job interview. Until now, it registers with them. When I'm saying I'm going outside for an interview, they know which is it's related to the podcast. Because I'm going to my interview, I'm 5 in a VU without getting any job. So, what then influences the decision to leave the country?
You remember that group I mentioned? Went to Harare, blah, blah, blah. So we were there for like 3 months. Things didn't work out. At that time, I'm like, that's when, 2009. I'm 19 at that time. So there's older people than me, I guess. I'm like one of the youngest guys. So when kwenzakala politic, I'm not really involved or don't know what's happening. So the crew split up. However, when we split up, the guy who was making like our music director, I'd say at the time, he moved to South Africa, and then he started making the same music with other people. So now they got a performance. I remember it was in September or something, or the same year. They had a performance. 2009.
Yeah.
They had a performance on a like Saturday. Bangfonela on a Wednesday. But if you're to music, you've played this music and we've got a show. Just, can you come equally to rock the show? And then I organized the ETD.
Okay. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, or 6 months.
Yeah, emergency something.
Yeah, emergency travel document. Yeah. Yes. So the following Thursday, I emergency travel document. Friday, my Puma ngagibeli ibhasi. I arrived in Joburg Saturday morning. They fetched me at Park Station. We went to Eval to go rehearse. We rehearsed. After rehearsal, I just freshened up, went to perform. So that was how my ukungena wami. And then the church, lapho besirehesa khona Eval Trinity Community Church. Iko ngcine sengena khona vele sengidlala for lela sonto. So that's how sengihlala khona even
esontweni.
Yeah.
So before the big stages, like these are the early stages
Yes.
of the career. What does struggle look like in that phase? And I know starting over is a really tricky situation.
Yeah.
Especially
in a foreign country. Don't know a lot of So now it's almost like I'm carrying on with the story. So now we do the gig, everything. Also things don't work out with the group, with one of the leaders of the group. I would say he wasn't. The idea was great in what he wanted to do. The idea was to, at that time, Joyous hadn't done it also, where they were including like foreign people to sing within the Choir Joyous celebration. So his concept was to make a gospel group that had different African nationalities.
Okay.
So even when they did it in Mzansi, it still had different people like Malawi, Mzansi, Botswana a little bit, and then me and some of the band members who were from South Africa as well. So now that whole concept, big concept, but I didn't think he was ready for it at the time.
Yeah.
So things didn't work out. Nini now was staying at this guy's mom's house, and lo mama akasithandisisi kangawol from my view.
Ngiyabukubona mama umuntu engakuthandisisi.
Yeah, yabibona ngoba udla 1 meal a day. Lakhona uma udla leyo meal isitshwala ne-archer no meat no yabo. So now we are feeling like that because it was me and 2 other guys. Lo music director who called me initially and the guitar player sonke siphuma ngala ekhaya. So isonto they work it out to one of the guys from the church stays with us. It take us in. So he took us in sharp. It was cool for like a couple of months. And now umfethu is going through izinto zakhe. Lo mfethu siyakuye. And then now sesihlala eMkhukhwini now. We moved from an apartment sesihlala eMkhukhwini. Then the other 2 guys, the MD, he was a graduate, so he left. He found a job while Spanish Josie. The other guitar player, or one of my biggest brothers, Fungi, he left for Cape Town because he was always a smart guy. He went to Cape Town, studied pharmacy, got his degree, everything. Ngasala ngiyi-1 ke mina. Sengisele kulo mkhukhu loyo nale time alele.
So umkhukhu lo uthola ukhona or you
we had to build it from scratch. So he had a plot, lo mfethu, and he had pigs. So he sold the pigs, and then we built like a 2-room shack there. So you know how it is, the shack life, no electricity, no water. So we had a generator, and then to fetch water, there was like a house, a borehole that was like maybe 800 meters away from our Mkuku. So I'd take a wheelbarrow, my 25 liter every day. Borehole and pump 50 liters every day. When I'm cooking, in Tata Maplanga, make a fire and Tati Izenke. Do that life. So that was my life, maybe 2009 till 2012, I'd say, halfway 2012. But in between that, also I still don't own an instrument. Also, so ngihambe own instrument, but ngiyadlala leyo instrument. So during that time, I'm meeting different people, musicians, and I'm connecting. I'm playing with like small gospel groups here and there. Eventually, I land an artist, Ogu, the group, maybe it's the Spirit of Praise.
Yeah, Spirit of Praise.
Yeah, there's a time I believe he's from the Val also. So when he heard of me, it's a gang for his own performances. That was maybe now 2011. Going towards 2012. So at that time, Klambe sengithola 600 rand per performance. I felt like, I'm here now.
I'm here now. So like when you're living like under these conditions, bro, like shack life, are you in communication with your parents back home? Are they aware Uti Ungapi, what are you doing? What's happening?
They are aware Uti Nseko or South Africa, but they are not aware of my living conditions or how I'm living. Nakona, it was my decision to make Uguti Nshie Yonkinto and start this whole thing. So to me, it was, I think, two feelings, I think. You feel embarrassed to come back because you're the one who made the decision to go. And the second feeling was, every time I'm on a Sunday, the way I felt playing, that feeling would carry me through to the next Sunday.
Yeah.
So I didn't mind what I was going through in the week because I was already from Mampume Sonto on the Sunday. I'm already looking forward to the next Sunday. Yeah, so that feeling is carrying me till then. And Lesson Tolami, it's a culture, I think, even in churches in gospel, like big gospel artists, but no figure to the church, minister and go. There was so one gospel artist, Igang Tola Dapo. Also, I need to mention that I did connect with one of my best friends, Utsepo Moloi, early in my Val days, because he's from the Val, 2010. And he him and Sia Kunene are the guys who helped place me within the space, because they were already performing in Joburg, but they were performing with Joburg artists. Usia, at that time when I met him, he was already working in Mafigizolo. Utsepo was already good Spirit of Praise as well. So they would call me whenever the Abantu who play bass are not available. They would call me. Yeah. So iqale kanjalo until a Val, I kind of grew a name in the Val, and I was well known in the Val. Yeah.
So when do things start making sense?
They start making sense, I'd say. Like I said, it's episode, but was giving me 600 rand, like 700 rand per show.
Oh, my performances, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the most I'd ever gotten at the time. So for the first few months, it feels like, okay, I'm going somewhere. Got to I realized quickly that, no, that's small money. That's on 2012. Then 2012, during that time, I do a recording, gospel recording. It gets a buzz within the Val for this lady, Batun Zala Mkwena. We did this recording. Utsepo again called me. Utsepo actually for that recording, I remember I had come home that time because now since we're in the passport,
my TT for 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months. So now while I'm waiting for my passport to come out, the CD recording save and the Utsepo tells the artist and the entire team that we have to wait for that guy to come back. So they stalled the recording for like a month and a half to 2 months, waiting for me.
Waiting for you to.
Yeah. So Tsepo did that for me.
So
when he got back, we did the recording. Recording was a great recording. created a buzz in the Val. Such a buzz that even music directors and musicians from Joburg now in the mainstream were paying attention. So like at the time, music director wale sonto lika Musasono, Bishop Musasono, Grace Bible Church. He's also a producer, produced lots of gospel artists. He heard me there. What he's gonna call me? Wangfonela vele. Then he would call me for Joburg gig. Like he would call me for like with gospel groups. I said Joburg, I was Redeemed. He connected me with other artists or other producers, music directors. I'm saying ngidlalela even uBongani Nchang at that time. Ubongani Nchang was from that guy from Malaika. Yeah, that was maybe 2012, 2013. And then I'd say at that time now, then you say I knew a little bit. Sengtola like about more 1,000 rand a performance, 1,00002 there. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that time you're not paying rent because you're the mastana.
I paid rent at the church. Well, ngihlala kwamfundisi at that time.
Manje sihlala kwamfundisi, you're not
Mgcini. Well, how I moved from the Nkuku is how did I move from the Nkuku? You remember I said I was playing for different small groups and small artists. Yes. So now one of the guys, actually, shout out to you also, Nati Panda, minister. He would call me for long periods of time, like to help him like put music together. So during that time, or go to his mom's house. So I was moving around a lot because I was to work with different people. And I'll be there 1 week, be there 2 weeks, be there a month, kind of thing. Then
okay.
Yeah, and then go back again and do that whole thing. So, but by that time, 2012, 2013, sengihlala cottage kamfundisi at the church. And then what happened? And then December 2013, I've been doing a Christmas carols gig. Ega Swazi Dlamini, this other lady, but Swazi Dlamini. So the gig I'm booked with my mentor right now, my big bro in the game, like in the industry, Luyanda Matope. That's the guy who called me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my big bro. So, and other musicians, Billy Monama, Shipuri on the drums. So we did that gig. And then I'm still staying in the Val. So when we're done with the gig, I'm waiting for my friend to fetch me from the Val. So I'm standing outside. The guys are driving out. When they're driving out, my mentor, bro, he's like, man, what are you waiting for? Aren't you going home? I'm like, I'm waiting for my bro to fetch me from the Val. He's like, man, with the way you play, you can't be staying in the Val. You need to stay in Joburg. I've got an extra room where I stay. We can hang. You can come check it out. That was 22nd December. I went and spent the day with him on the 27th of December. Spent the day. We connected. 29th, I moved. Now I'm staying in Joburg. And then during that time, prior that actually, before moving to Joburg, there's this group, Bati Musat. You know Musat? Yes. So now I used to also work with them at that time. Yes. Now the two producers there, Utezi Novik. Tezi, long time AKA producer. Vic, Kulichana producer. So now, at the time, Utezi had done a control for AKA. They'd worked on it together, the Master A Flat and both at Vic as well. So one of the gigs I had done with Musat, because I stay in the Val, it's too far, I can't travel.
Yeah,
it's late.
Back and forth.
Yeah, so I spent the night at Tezi's house. And then in the morning, we were jamming to E-Control. And I was,
AKA.
And then I was adding my sauce onto that. Fast forward time, now I'm in Joburg. A few months, when I was in June of that following year of 2014, bump into Master A Flat randomly. Now that video that I done with Tezi, he posted it. Then later on, bump into Master A Flat, Umpilo. He's like, man, aren't you that guy from that video with Tezi? Wada. I'm like, yeah, man. He's like, I'm gonna need your number, bro. And then I thought it was, Joburg talk. It's
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
Give me your number.
Ngizodinga ingayenzakali.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 weeks later, Utiamo, T-Effect, the manager or AKA calls me. Also on the Wednesdays, like Saturday, there's a gig, but rehearsing Thursday, Friday. Can you make it? The gig is in Swaziland, Hypnotic Fest 2014. Not sure. Went to rehearse on the Thursday. It was just the band. And then on the Friday, AK came with Deleuze. And then we rehearsed. When we got to control in the rehearsal, I brought out the source that was on the video.
Yeah.
And then I remember Keenan like stopping the rehearsals, like, no, man, you're too hard, man. You're not going anywhere, man. You're going to stay with us. So that's how I got in there. So like literally 6 months into moving into Joburg. That was my
AKA.
Yeah.
Bro, what's going through your mind when you're like you're meeting AKA? At first you said you did the rehearsal, the band, but when the man himself walks in the room, like, what's happening? Like
yeah, a little bit. Also, ngathi so as khuluma past, present and the future at the same time. So now I think sometime in 2012, 2013, there's a club where these are Illusions, Vanderbilt Park, Naseval, and AK went to perform there. I remember watching him perform and then thinking to myself, this guy will sound so dope with a band.
Yeah.
I was thinking that to myself. And then the moment just found me ready, I guess. So even when we met, of course in Shaluvalo, but as soon as he welcomed me, actually isn't that I'm cool to be with the crew and everyone. I was chill now.
And story sako, as you're sharing your story, I keep hearing you mention the church. You're always looking forward to the next church service. Do you think Isondo played a huge role in the person you are today?
I'll say it played a part. It played a part. I think as we grow and develop, you learn new things, new ideas, new concepts, new beliefs. So it's not to say that I'm not. No, I'm still. I still love God and everything. However, there's other things that are happening within the atmosphere, within the realms. And I understand.
Yeah, I guess we're going to have another episode discussing those things further.
It's fine. I'm ready.
So, how is it like working with Kanan, bro? Like, what's happening after the first performance? What happens then after that?
After the first performance, I get initiated. After my initiation, I was in hospital for 2 days. Yeah, for alcohol poisoning.
Yeah,
because
a lot of intake. Yeah,
it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
However, that first encounter, I remember I had 3 shows in that month. Man, it was unbelievable, bro. Like because also we're not a full band at that time. It's just bass and keyboards at the time. Me and no Master F like Nompilo. So we're traveling, the 2 of us with the management, maybe and the DJ. So it's 5 of us as a team traveling. I'm getting to see. It's actually I'm realizing I'm not cool. Actually, well, that's when I realized, there's cool people. Like.
So when all this time I was just I'm the coolest thing happening. Yeah,
not really, because of CBC. I always knew that there's cooler people.
Yeah.
So I never took that thing. Even Mangfike Mzansi, I always knew that there's other people who know more than me. So I just have to just bring myself down so that I can learn and grow. And then my nama thing is totally.
So now we are no longer getting your 600.
No. We're far from that now.
I feel like now that Sissing is established, are you now going back home? Are you visiting the parents? Like, are you letting them know what's currently happening as you're working with Kanan?
At that time, yes. Yes. Now, actually, I'm sure even in that year, if I'm not mistaken, there was a performance Rare. We did Nayokinen, and my parents traveled all the way. And then they came to my room, and then AK came to my room, took pictures with everyone. So if you go down on my Instagram, one of my first posts, you'll see my mother and dad pose Baposile and I lap.
Bro. Angazi, but the story lazy. Like, ngathi, as you are sharing all this, bro, I'm even picturing it from Mkuku. Like Mkuku, go picture, go to Sugalapana. Like, yo, bro, this is an amazing story, bro. So do you work with Keenan up until the tragedy? May his soul rest in peace.
Yes, RIP. My last performance with him was his last Cotton Fest. The last Cotton Fest he did was the last gig I did. So, yeah, man. I would say, actually, even when I got the news, at first I thought it was a stunt, like a pushy album.
Yeah,
in my country basis of Puma at that time. So the first few moments of that, it didn't register like that. So, and then I think after that, I started feeling more gratitude for the time I spent with him. Even now, I just feel gratitude. I don't feel like sad or down. I just feel gratitude because I learned a lot. I saw a lot. There's too many lessons I learned.
Yeah, I remember, bro. I think I told him actually.
Yes.
Because I remember he was performing Boxberg laba Spring Fiesta.
Which year is this?
2022, 2023, 20.
Nah, I had left that. I know the Spring Fiesta. I didn't do that one specifically.
So like I remember a performance like bro. What a performance! So like he playing so pissed. If you don't want I'll show you the video after that, or I can even post it. Yeah, like what a performance! So what really look so he playing. I think Sasitu was on the airport that time. That was nice, bro. A time with AKA, bro.
No, and also that guy put a lot into like the performance, like really invested. Like to have the caliber of musicians he had on stage, it costs a lot of money.
Yeah,
you've got videographers there, camera people there. His team, his traveling team. There's no Hambasi 10. So imagine if we are booking us a Cape Town or Durban, it's 10 flights, it's 10 rooms, it's 10 per diems. It's 10 foods. Yeah. It's alcohol enough for 10 people.
For 10 people. He made sure. Which are the big names like have you worked with? I know currently you're working with Thandiswa Mazwai.
Yeah.
You are Pamanyama like big names or other people in G. Also you are Sebenza Labo during your journey as a musician.
I wanted to say, if I say this, it might sound like pompous or big-headed. The question should be, who haven't I?
Press it up. Say a little.
I'd say mostly the new wave or new generation of artists is the artists I haven't worked with. However, man, all of them, bro. Let's see. Judith Sapuma after that. JR, Les, Pato Ranking, Lira, Bongo Muffin, Ubusi. Man, it's too many, bro. I'll forget all of them. Everyone, bro.
Bro, and these are big names, bro.
Everybody. You can mention everyone, bro. They know what time it is. Trezor. Bro, it's too many.
Yeah.
It's too many.
And I've seen the studio sessions with JR as well. Were you part of like what was happening there? Google band they cater for all the artists or artist baby? Nepelia.
That the Feel Good Life.
Yeah, the Feel Good, yeah.
And the first season, the concept was to have just one band. Yeah, well, so I know for the first season, Lale with a lot of artists. Then the second season, artists were feeling like they will bring their own musicians. Yeah, well, so and it's been growing like that. Then after that, I think the third season, they kept that concept from the first season to have one band work with.
Okay.
With all the artists. Yeah. So during that time, also when I started with JR, he was also working on his project. What a Life project. So during that time, we were connecting and working on that as well. Yeah. Yeah, Benjal.
How does Coke Studio come about?
So now, because of the work also I done with Mgcini at that time, Coke Studio, the producers that they had on the show, a couple of them had worked with AKA as well. So now they had called Futi, Master A Flat Umpilo. They'd called him to one of those. Like, this is how Coke Studio would work actually. They would make the song first in a studio setup, and then that song would be performed now live.
Okay.
So when they would make those songs in the studio versions of the songs, they'd call different musicians to come. If badinga i-guitar, bazofuna umfethu we-guitar azodlala i-guitar kancane, or i-piano, bafuna umfethu who's a pianist. So when they needed bass, they rang me up.
The boy.
Then I got there, and then I did the song within 15 minutes, while the guys who organized the whole show were on lunch. So I did that and left. So when those guys went back to the studio, they're like, "So has the bass player come?" They're like, "Yeah, he came, recorded, he left."
He's
like,
done.
like quick like that. Nah, man, let's hear what he did. They played it. They liked it so much. They called for me to now join the Coke Studio team to work with them in the performances. Yeah. So that's how I ended up there. The same team that organizes that runs the production for Coke Studios, the same team that runs it's the same production company that did Le Scorpion Kings. Just recently.
Red Bull or the Scorpion Kings?
The Scorpion Kings. The recent one.
Yeah.
The same production team is the same production team of Coke Studio, The Voice. They do, what else do they do? They do Imahindra Fusion Fest. They do, what else do they do? R&B, Starlights, something as well. They do big shows, really. So I got to do Coke Studio Season 1 and Season 2 of that. Then I got to do The Voice Afrique Francophone. The Voice Afrique Francophone is for the French-speaking countries in Africa. So I'm playing Senegalese music, Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, West African vibes. That's what I'm playing in that show. I did the first 3 seasons of that. And then I did Season 2, I think, The Voice Nigeria.
Shut up, bro.
Yeah.
So how do you then start working with Thandiswa Mazwai?
One of the long-standing musicians that she has on her band, one of the big pros as well, Sunny Boy Mtimunye, plays guitar. There's the number ekaculo no Thandiswa le quick is the one who plays that thing. Master. So obviously he's known me coming up in the space because the way I move, you'll get to hear about me somewhere.
Yeah.
Or hear me somewhere at one of the festivals, you'll inquire. So we connected, and then was 2016 actually. I went and rehearsed even. However, I couldn't make the gig, but I rehearsed with them. And then I told someone else to do the gig. And then Domfet was
Yeah.
And then yapinda futhi kimi 2019, just end of 2019, to do like a funeral gig with her. It was a state funeral. Then I did that, then got by COVID. And then we did, during COVID, we did Africa Day shot at Constitution Hill. However, it was masked and no crowd, anything like that. We shot that. that was my first official gig. No sister Thandiswa. And then we had no gig up until I think November 2021.
Yeah, COVID times were I think were tough for not just our creatives, but even the 9 to 5s as well. Like everything was tough there. Like, being here, dog.
That time. You know, so now that time between that 2020, that gig I'd done and the following gig, during that time, I think even from the first gig I'd done, she really liked how I was interpreting her music. Because I mean, artists who have played their songs the same way for years, about bored sometimes.
Yeah.
So they wake up to a fresh approach to new things. So the way I was approaching her music, her old music, I gave it like a fresh spin, a fresh interpretation. She liked that. And then the following year, I think she liked it so much she called me up to her house. When I got to her house, she played me like samples that she had from International Library of African Music, S.A. Rhodes University. So like those are field recordings of Abu Mama from 1930s, 1940s singing. This is different. Like even Imbira in 1940 by Petele. It's called ILAM, International Library of African Music. So you can check Ethiopian music from 19 Bani. So we would listen to those things, and then would listen to Xhosa recordings. And then Angbozuti, what am I hearing when I'm listening to that? So I'll take a little section, maybe loop it, and then create a song out of that. So when she heard me do that, I didn't leave her house for the week. Savela nje sangena spa, sathenga nje izinto ezincane ukuthi ngihlale.
Yeah.
And I was at her then since the span started working on her album. That's how I ended up working with Thandiswa, producing actually.
Producing. You guys recently won an award together.
4 awards.
4 awards.
Yeah, so we were nominated for 5 summers. We won 4 summers. I actually have my summer there.
Is there? Bro, bring it. Bring it. Just go suela la. Because you can't be sleeping in front of us when you're having a fire conversation here when it's like or something. Shit, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro. South African Music Award. Ungawisi, please. Crazy.
Yeah.
Shit.
I don't have any symbols with the summer.
Bro, I don't know.
Just asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend. Where's your one having in a packaging young corner, bro? Like it's handled. And it's heavy, bro. What? The 31st Annual South African Music Awards, Best Produced Album. Thandiswa Mazwai, Sankofa. Producers, Tendai Shoko, Chris Bruce, Michelle,
Ndegochello.
Thandiswa Mazwai.
Those are Grammy winners.
Nduduzo Makatini.
Dr. Nduduzo, Doctor.
Bro.
Nduduzo.
A whole summer award, bro. Brother. Bro. This is nice, bro. This is nice. And I think the next time we're recording an episode, I'm pretty sure Grammy level as well.
Have to. We're chasing that one.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Bro, this is nice, bro.
Thank you.
When we have good TV, when you pay it up for now, a whole summer. Yeah, what? I knew this. Bro, this is nice, bro.
Oh, thank you,
so,
man.
What's currently happening right now? Like, what are you doing?
Right now, obviously, I'm touring with Thandiswa Mazwai mostly. However, I'm working on my own music now. I think should be ready by June. Yeah.
So are you?
I'm coming out as an artist now.
Are you singing as well on the?
Not really. Performance-wise, yes, I will. With auto-tune.
Yep.
Just for color. However, I just produce and do music composition. And once ngizwa a voice that can fit the song or the beat or whatever I'm making, I try and get that person. So even now, there's a couple of calls I'm waiting for just confirmation that they agree to get on the album. I've sent a couple of songs to different places. I've got one back. I'm hoping the one I'm hoping for. She said she'll call me.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping.
So waiting for the call. Yeah. So with the introduction of our artificial intelligence, are you also including that on your line of work, or you're just sticking to the original sounds? You're not
original sounds. Of course, I mean, there's things like splice or whatever, or loops where you can get certain things. But now, AI like Isuno. There's this one, maybe it's Isuno.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know how I feel about that one. You know, also I came up in an era pre all of that, where you have to be creative. So I'm a bundle, so my creativity unlimited.
Yeah.
And so I'm still gonna rock until young sebenzela this way. I got an award this way.
So like having worked in South Africa, currently working in South Africa and touring the world, what do you think is the difference between a setup in South Africa and Zim?
In South Africa, you can make it in any genre. But like, as in, all the artists are making it in different things. Like Kaya, you have to be dancehall to be big. Or that's my view, at least. Or that's what I see from outside. If you're if you're not from Harare, your chances
of making it.
Yes, you can make it, but you're not as, you know. Whereas Mzansi, you can be a big artist in gospel and just do gospel and be fine. Make a good living. You can be a musician who just plays gospel and be fine with that. Like, really make a good living. If we Maskandi artist just sing Maskandi, you'll be fine. Play Maskandi only, you'll be fine. If you play jazz, Nakona's different jazz, Xhosa jazz, Zulu jazz, like all these different styles. It's likompo, it's piano. You can make it in every genre.
There is an opportunity.
There's an opportunity for in all the genres. Whereas Hayekaya, you might not make a good living if you're not locked in with the right artists.
What's that one thing about the Zim music industry that people are not ready to hear, in your opinion?
That they're not ready to hear.
Yeah.
I think the big one of the things that fail us here at home is because the big companies are not here. Like your Apples, your Spotifys, your Sony, Universals, those big establishments are not here. So there's a lot of things that cannot happen to help grow the space and the culture. Yeah, well, with that said, it's gonna be tough to get the big monies, kind of thing. How can I put this thing? Our sound also cannot go as global,
because of these limitations.
Yes, another thing, like you're saying, a hard truth that the artists from home that they don't want to hear is every time they travel outside, they're going to perform for Zimbabweans who are at those places, not for abantu balapha.
Yeah.
So like, even if you artist here like Mzansi, you're performing like Zimbabwean. it's not too. I wanna unlike artists from wherever. If young Stanazile Lapo Kelvin Momo comes here, they're playing for.
Yeah.
They're
not
playing
performing
for South Africans.
For South Africans, yeah.
When you go to even when the artists go to UK, they're performing for Zim guys mostly. They're not performing for the British people like that, or the people around are not tapped into the music. That is why, because those big companies are not here. Also, the sound in itself still needs to develop to a place where it can be global.
There's a lot of learning to be done, yeah, because it's
bad. Like, I do have a few grievances. Like, I know maybe during apartheid or some of the musicians were exiled here. Abo Huma Segela, Begim Seleku. Those are like hectic jazz people, and in my growth so far, I've seen how jazz has helped shape the sounds of what South Africa is now. Jazz has played a big role. So for me, my grievance is during that time, why were they not integrated into the scene of what was happening? Because if jazz was introduced in that space, I think we
could have learned something.
We could have stretched in the pockets of our music. Because you see what, like I was saying, you see what jazz has done for South Africa. They've got the jazz, even the dance comes from that. All their music stems from that thing.
Yeah, recently saw a video online, and I think I sent you a voice note. I saw you with your dad having some connection there.
Yes, some trees of life.
Some trees of life with the pops.
Yeah.
And rarely do you see that happening, bro. In an African context, you don't see father and son smoking some together.
Yes. I think a couple of issues. Education.
Yeah, education and it's just a kulumanga.
Yeah, they must educate. Say pops. I know Uti, my mom doesn't like it. So I'm sure when she watches this, she'll be nodding her head.
Like,
Khalil. I'm sharing a PTSD but at least she is aware of it. You guys were starting Uti.
Yeah. You're doing it with the pops. So, like, what's happening when you guys are having that session? Are you having a chat, or it's just?
I'm just in his presence. We're just quiet most of the time. Because when we're having those sessions, usually I have special flowers. I don't have the normal flower.
Yeah, not the normal one.
Not the local one. Not the normal one. I have VSOP. So now, when I give him VSOP, we connect.
He's like, this is very special.
This is the one. So I want even must pumala. And then you la pants na just connect because he has had to deal with a lot of things, and some of the things I don't understand. I didn't understand because I was young. Yeah. And now that I'm older, I have reverence and a high appreciation for him. So for me, just even being around him, that's all I need. We don't have to talk. I can just sit next to him.
Just quiet.
It's enough.
My brother, thank you very much for joining us. This is an honor, bro. This is the first time touching it. Already that's enough for me, bro. That I'm touching a Sama award for me, bro. We grew up watching these things, bro. Never ever did I think that I'll be sitting down with the Sama award winner. And for us, bro, you really made us proud. And I really think that from here, more big things are coming.
Yeah, man. I am trusting and hoping that everything.
I don't know. Before we go, anyone from the audience, do you have a question?
Anything you wanna know?
Do you have a question before we buy?
Okay, so Mazwai built a team to 10 people. Like how the greats did it.
Yes, ideally I'd love to have 10 people also to travel with for my ensemble, for my own music. Because sonically, I just need them.
Yeah.
The kind of music I'm doing is more like folk music, but I'd say alternative folk with many possibilities. So I need 10 people with me on stage.
Bro, to the person who's listening to this podcast or umuntu ozakulalela later on esemkhukhwini ehamba phenduke emkhukhwini, like things are not making sense right now, like what advice would you give that person right now?
You see, the thing where you have an unfair disadvantage on, we all have that thing. Everyone's got a thing where they have an unfair advantage on everyone else.
Yeah.
Me, my unfair advantage is this thing. Yeah. So find out what that thing is for you. That's where your passion is.
Make sure you capitalize on
that thing. That's where you're gonna get your success.
My brother, thank you very much. On social media, where do people find you?
At Tendai, TENDAII, _. That's it, Tendai, and then Tendai Shoko on Facebook. Yeah, and the same Tendai on, what's that thing? TikTok. I'm still trying to understand that thing.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm grateful for you to for having me also, bro. Because my idea was also to try and connect Nabantu Baseka and also show what I've been doing and also where I'm headed with this music thing.
I feel like this is a good start, and thank you very much for trusting us to be the ones to share your story with you.
Man, it had to be you guys. it had to be at home nakona la Bulawayo, because I had a conversation with Daryl. Yeah, mas?
Daryl
Nyams, Mr. Nyams is the one who does all those other pods. Zase Harar.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Nyambon.
So now, because he's also in SA from time to time. Also, I did do like a session with him, a studio session with him. He wanted to, my brother, I have to start at home first.
Yeah.
Bulawayo first, then I'll see age.
Other platforms.
Yeah.
I know. Thank you very much, man. Shout out. This has been a Summer Award-winning episode of the BYO podcast in Ngxoxo.
Tell him. Sonza boy, tell him.
Nothing beats subscribing to the BYO podcast. Survive depression. And your toxic co-worker.